Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Sleepy Jim here. Welcome back to my solo high round strategy guide for the map Shadows of Evil in Black Ops 3 Zombies. If you're enjoying this series and you are learning some stuff that's helpful, please remember to rate and comment. If you haven't already, consider subscribing as well for more Zombies content. In the last episode, we were charging up the Apothicon egg, working towards getting the special weapon, the Apothicon Sword, unlocked. In this episode, we complete charging the eggs and we unlock the Apothicon Sword and give that a try out. So that is where we're at in the gameplay at the moment. Let's get back to it right now. Now, those of you that have watched my Zombies videos for a while now will probably know that I don't usually use Quick Revive when I play solo zombies because I prefer to play the traditional World of War way where if you die it's game over. But in this particular map I am going to use it because there's a very interesting mechanic relating to the Civil Protector robot and Quick Revive and how that works when you play solo, which I think you guys will really enjoy seeing and will definitely find useful for when you're going for the high rounds. So I'm going to use that because this is a strategy guide for you guys. It's not like based around some specific way that I like to play because I'm some sort of zombies hipster or whatever. So yeah, but we'll get to that in some of the high rounds when we start using the Civil Protector. Because the Civil Protector does cost 2,000 points every time, it is a little bit expensive when I'm still spending points on getting set up here in the earlier rounds. But we'll definitely be getting some use out of the Civil Protector in the higher rounds when we've got tons of points. In fact, we'll be using him at every opportunity later on. You'll almost want to have the Civil Protector running all the time if you can on this map when you're playing solo. Okay, jump off here. We must have like legs of steel or something to survive that fall without breaking our legs. Okay, so we still have that one egg location to finish off. And we're going to be heading through to the rift area once we have the egg fully charged. And we'll be able to collect our Apothicon Sword. So that's going to be awesome. And I'll definitely demonstrate all of the functions of that special weapon as we go through the rounds. So yeah, I'm just checking here. I'm like, which one of these haven't I done? Because yeah, I've definitely done that one. But I went back and double checked just in case. To be fair, I was playing this, I was recording this footage at like 3 or 4 a.m. after work. So like that's the amount of effort I put into getting this out to you guys before I go away, right? Because I know a lot of you guys wanted to see this and you probably don't want to wait 3 weeks to get a strategy guide. A lot of you people have been saying how hard you're finding Shadows of Evil, especially the early rounds and stuff. And have been asking for a guide on it. So I did record the Giant. I meant to get that out before I went away on holidays, but I thought because you guys have been commenting on what you wanted there, I would make sure that this one got done and probably put up the Giant when I get back instead. So put it up the other way around. So hope you guys appreciate that. Yeah. But I'll have plenty of time to rest when I go away on holiday, that's for sure. So at this point, I'm still trying to work out my confused, exhausted state which one of these little Cthulhu statues I hadn't already done. I've definitely done this one. So we might skip ahead a little bit and just to the point where I do find the one that was left to do. So yeah, we'll come back in a couple of minutes here in the gameplay. Alright, so eventually we worked out that the footlight area was the area I had to go to with the final statue where we had to put the egg to charge it up. And this particular spot is also a bit of a death trap in that the zombies can spawn in a window behind me to the right, down the stairs. They can come from there as well as in front. So you can get stuck here if you're not careful. And that's once again why we went for the danger closest Gobblegum and meat wagon explosive round pistols combo, which is going to make it just super safe for you, as long as you keep awareness. The other thing in Black Ops 3 Zombies a lot of people have been commenting on is like the stealth zombies that come up behind you. Because you can't hear them creeping up on you like you used to be able to hear them, hear the sounds that they made. So you just have to have more awareness of looking around, checking where the zombies are coming from and stuff like that. Now here at round 10 we have a meatballs round. That's what I call them anyway. I'm not sure what the actual official name is for these things, but they're like giant meatballs that roll into you and explode. They can do a moderate amount of damage, so you want to take them out as quickly as you can. They will spawn mid-round later on as well, so you just have to watch out for them.
Looks like we just got a full reload.
Alright, so we still have to recharge the egg.
Go me, I guess.
And we're going to head into the next round here in this location. I could summon a Civil Protector. Got enough points, so might as well try out the Civil Protector to show you guys what this thing is like. It's like a mini Origins robot that has like an assault rifle or something that he runs around and like, he's almost like having a co-op player. He's got your back and he'll do a bunch of different things. So obviously he'll shoot the zombies for you, and he's really powerful for this even in the higher rounds. He will only last a certain period of time before he needs to be summoned again. But it is a fairly lengthy amount of time that he'll be around, which, to be honest, you would expect. For 2,000 points, you definitely want to get a fair bit of use out of this guy. The other things that he will do is he will collect power-ups that drop for you, which can be useful, especially if there's a max ammo or something that you can't quite get to. But there's another really cool function as well, which is that if you go down in solo, he will revive you just like another player would, and you'll keep your quick revive without losing it. So that's a really cool function. I'll actually demonstrate that for you guys later on and explain how it can be really, really effective in helping you get to higher rounds if you do have a lot of downs. But yeah, the one drawback to using him here when we're charging the egg is that any kills that he gets will not actually generate any zombie souls for us. So, and he does tend to get most of the kills. He's like a bit of a kill stealer, this guy. Okay, we're going to get out of that area because the Magwas spawned in this round. Try and take him out somewhere where it's a little bit safer. We've got a bit more open space. But hopefully we can take him down nice and quickly with the ray gun here. This area, the junction, you can actually train in this area pretty easily as long as you're careful. Alright, we took out the Magwa finally, and my danger closest Gobblegum effect did wear out, so I no longer have resistance to explosive damage. But I'm going to try and get another Gobblegum here and hopefully get something that's going to be useful to me at this point in the game. So the Gobblegum I got is Alchemical Antithesis. This Gobblegum you unlock once you get to the max rank in Zombies, rank 35. And actually, personally, I think this is the best unlock you can get for the first prestige that you do, because this is a really, really useful Gobblegum, especially for Shadows of Evil when you're going for higher rounds, because it trades points for ammunition, and ammunition is the most important thing when you're going for higher rounds in a map like this where you're getting most of your kills with the wonder weapon. But I'll demonstrate that and show you guys just how incredible and OP this Gobblegum is later on when we actually get to some higher rounds. Okay, anyway, now that we have the fully charged Apothicon egg, we're going to be taking that back to where we picked it up originally back in the Rift. So we're going to place it on the sword stand. And we're just going to skip ahead a few minutes in the gameplay here because I did a lot of wandering around. So place that back in the sword stand. Then you'll be able to pick it up and use it. And you basically summon it using the special weapon key. It has two main attacks. One is a slash attack, killing zombies in front of you. The other is a ground slam attack, which kills zombies and stuns any zombies it doesn't kill in the immediate area. So it is pretty awesome looking as well. It kind of reminds me of Dawnbreaker from Skyrim, my all-time favorite Skyrim sword. So we'll definitely be getting some use out of the Apothicon Sword, but we're actually going to upgrade the sword, and you do this by heading to the main ritual location that relates to your specific character. So in my case, My character I'm playing as is Jessica, and her ritual location is the Black Lace Burlesque. So we're heading through there, and when you get there, you'll actually notice there is a creepy dude standing on top of the ritual altar, as we'll see through here. And he is holding a special egg. Yes, another egg. Lots of egg-related stuff in Shadows of Evil. This is the Arc Ovum. So we want to take that off this guy. He doesn't talk or anything. He just stands there and sort of stares. But once you've picked up that Arc Ovum egg, what you actually need to do is you need to head to each of the different districts. So that's the Footlight District we're in right now, as well as the Waterfront District, the Canals District, and you also have to go to the Junction area, which is the area just outside of spawn where the crane is. Now, in these areas, you'll find a rune on the ground which is emitting these red particle effects, and when you get to that rune, if you click on that, as long as you're holding the Arc Ovum, it will actually trigger an event where you'll have a Magwa spawn in, and you have to kill that Magwa, which charges the Arc Ovum egg as well. So it doesn't get charged on zombie souls this time, it gets charged on Magwa souls. I guess that's what the idea is anyway. So you can only do this once per round for each of these runes. And the second and fourth rune that you do, you will also get 2 Magwas spawning in instead of just the one. So it can get pretty hectic, and you want to make sure you've got some really good weapons at this point in the game. The tactic that I recommend using for getting this done as safe and easily as possible is try and wait to the end of the round that you're on. Keep maybe 2 or 3 zombies alive, and then you want to head to the rune and click on it and start the Magwa fight. That way, you're not going to have tons of zombies blocking you off, you know, hitting you and stuff like that and getting in your way. So I found that works pretty effectively with getting this part done, because it can get a little bit challenging, especially if you haven't managed to get some decent weapons going. Alright, so you can see we're getting some of those rollerball, meatball things spawning in mid-round now as well. The other thing that I should mention is with the pods, after our initial couple of rounds where we set up the Pack-a-Punch, you just want to leave them and not fumigate them. So don't actually click on them at all once you've set up the Pack-a-Punch, because they actually grow, and as they grow, what happens is they'll change color. So they'll go like orange, red, and eventually purple. Once they're purple, they drop better quality stuff the more advanced they get, but also they have a chance once they get to the purple growth stage of dropping one of the parts of the Wonder Weapon. So the Wonder Weapon in this map is a buildable Wonder Weapon, similar to the one we had in Transit, in that you have to build it at a build table, but fortunately it's a lot better than the Transit Wonder Weapon. The Transit Wonder Weapon was quite useful, but this one in this map is epic. Let me just say that right now. So what you'll be looking for from those purple pods is a tentacle. So we already have one of the parts for the Wonder Weapon, which is the Magwa heart that we got off the first Magwa that we killed. And that's the easiest part to get. So the tentacle is probably the second easiest part to get, and that's just from searching the purple pods like this one right here. So you just have to get a little bit lucky, but I didn't find any problems actually finding one after a few tries. The third part for the Wonder Weapon is a part that is randomly dropped by either the meatballs or the flying yellow creatures. And here we go, here's the tentacle right here, the Magwa tentacle. So we have 2 of the parts for the Wonder Weapon, but the third part is like a glowing blue. It almost looks like a clump of squid roe or something. I don't know what it is, but as I said, it does drop from the flying creatures or the meatballs, and some people have found that they seem to be more likely to get it dropping if they're in the rift area. So keep that in mind. But we'll eventually get hold of it here in this gameplay. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading through to do another one of these rune rituals. So we're going to head to another district that we haven't already done. So we did do the one in the Footlight area, and we're just going to be looking around for some Gobblegum as well here because I don't have any Gobblegum right now. Probably the danger closest would be a good one to get, but obviously it's a little bit of a luck factor. So try and find that. Try and find an active Gobblegum machine. I wish there was some like indicator somewhere that so you knew where to go, because it's like you have to roam around the whole map trying to find these things. I might skip ahead a bit, guys, to where we actually find the active one. Alright, so we eventually found the Gobblegum machine that was active, and as luck would have it, we got exactly the Gobblegum that we wanted, which was the danger closest again. So yeah, this is another really useful Gobblegum if you are planning on using the explosive round starting pistols in either this map or the giant. And because there's a few like Fill Zombie Soul type steps in this map, I do recommend using it just because it makes it much safer and easier if you do use the meat wagon pistols. Okay, so we're going to do this ritual location next time we have one available, which will be at the end of this round. But first off, what we're going to do is we're going to thin out the zombies, like I said before, and keep a couple of zombies at the end of the round. So the safest place to train is this area down here, near the trains. I guess these things are like, I guess these are supposed to be abandoned trains. I'm not quite sure. It looks like it looks like a subway area to me, but I think there's tracks down there, right? Yeah. So anyway, this area is quite easy to train in. You just have to be aware of where the zombies coming from, because there's a couple of choke points where it can get pretty tight. So yeah, let's try out the standard sword, the Apothicon Sword. It is pretty devastating. There's the slam attack right there. It kind of has the Wonder-Waff electrical effect that stuns the zombies as well. And the slash attack is really powerful. It looks awesome as well. I love the fact that there's a little bit of gore that they brought back in Black Ops 3. It's not as gory as World at War, but it's still pretty much up there. Like that scene where you're doing the rituals and the ritual sacrifice, he like explodes in a cloud of blood with that gatekeeping worm. That is pretty sick.
Mr. Monkey just wanted to play!